Hey everybody, welcome back to the Shots Fired podcast channel. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Mark. And today we have a body cam breakdown coming to you from Oklahoma. In this video, these three officers received information that there was a wanted suspect hiding in a trailer. The suspect was wanted for a felony warrant out of state, was seen entering the trailer and never coming out. When the body camera starts, all three officers have already arrived on scene. They've contacted the owner of the trailer and she has given permission for them to search the trailer for the suspect. And the information that she has provided to those three officers is that he is not in there.
She told us to go in. It's her trailer. Sammy! This is the police department. If you're in here, you need to make yourself known. Alright. I don't think so. Sammy! Hey. Not yet, we're clearing the trailer. Look at that. You see that, right?
What, the bag?
Is that a bag or is that a vest? That's a vest.
Oh, okay,
Huh?
you clueless?
While searching the trailer, officers lifted a mattress that covered a storage area. When the mattress was lifted, officers saw suspect Johnson hiding in the storage area armed with a pistol. He aimed the pistol at the officers, which resulted in an exchange of gunfire.
Gun! Shots fired, shots fired!
Come out with your hands up!
Come out with your hands up!
Come out with your hands up!
Come out with your hands up! Out there while we do this? Go! Shots fired! Shots fired!
All units 1033.
Come out with your hands up!
Come out with your hands up!
Come out with your hands up!
Come out with your hands up! Cody, you got cover out there while we do this?
Get out! Gun! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Come out with your hands up!
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 I'm hit. We're stuck inside the trailer. I'm hit in the face.
Stay off here and just go.
We gotta get out.
Timothy! You need to come out with your hands up! Back out of the trailer. Back out of the trailer.
You all go first.
Go. Go. I got you. Go. Lock, you're injured. Go.
All three officers then backed out of the trailer to an area of safety.
Okay, we just finished watching the full video. Let's rewind it and go back to some of the parts that we feel like things could have been done a little bit differently.
As you can see now, the officers have started to enter the trailer. They're referring to the suspect as Sammy. The suspect's name that they're looking for is Timothy.
Sammy! This is the police department. If you're in here, you need to make yourself known.
So if this person was inside, they're using the wrong name. and they're calling out for the person, saying, if you're in here, make yourself known, using the wrong name. And what you notice here, she's looking to the left, enters, and then looks to the right. You can see her backup officer is right behind her, and she has no protection on her back. No one's covering that.
So you have an open door, 2 open doors here to the right that they're not clearing. She's holding her gun down at the ground.
Sammy.
Looking around.
Hey.
She's on the radio at this point. Her main focus should be searching this trailer, absolute safety.
Okay, so now as she's continuing the search of this bedroom, she stumbles across this vest, or what she thinks is a vest, up in the closet area. Now, that's a good find on her behalf. She recognizes it, she calls it out to her partner, but it kind of seems like maybe she's more interested in looking for items and things inside this trailer rather than looking for an actual person. Okay, now, if we're looking at this male officer that's entering behind her, you can see that he has a less lethal shotgun slung on his front side, and he's got a handgun. The less lethal shotgun in this scenario should be out of play. It's in a small trailer. Anything within 21 feet of that less lethal shotgun beanbag round is actually considered a lethal weapon. By bringing the less lethal shotgun in with him in a tight, small environment, you can see that it's more of a hindrance for him than it's actually doing him any good at this point in time.
We've just paused the video where you can see this officer in the mirror. What's concerning to me is that she's entering this looking for a suspect that's wanted, and her gun is pointed to the ground. She has a flashlight in her hand, and now she's waving the flashlight around, looking at other objects and not where people could be standing. And what should be noted in this picture is that her handgun has a tack light on it. So free up your hand with the extra flashlight and keep both hands married on that gun.
Okay, so now they're kind of at the last part of the search. They've already cleared the other part of the trailer. We know the third officer has already cleared that. They haven't found this guy anywhere that they've searched already, and honestly, the last place that a body could actually hide in this trailer is gonna be under the bed. So you can see these officers are about to flip the mattress up. Note the body positioning of the 2 officers, okay? They're both standing at the front of the bed, lifting at the same part of the mattress. Again, the less lethal shotgun is dangling down. I think it's in his way. It's more of a hindrance for him at this point. If you're gonna be flipping a mattress, at least use some tactics when doing that. Either stand off at a 45, have one officer covering down on the bed itself with the firearm, while the other officer lifts the mattress simultaneously. That way, you're treating it kind of like a felony vehicle stop when you're popping a trunk or something like that.
And I almost think at this last point, the information that you have is that the suspect never left this trailer. So you should expect that that suspect's under that bed. I almost recommend backing out a little bit and bluffing this person and calling his name saying, we know you're under that bed, come on out.
Okay, you can see when they lift the mattress, obviously he's under there, he's got the gun pointed at him. And if you actually go back and look, there's actually a few seconds of a delay there before anybody has any type of reaction. And that could have been because they weren't expecting him to be under there and it caught him off guard. But once they saw him under that bed and that gun was pointed at him, I mean, your only option at that point is to retreat. They were not in a good position to return fire, effective fire, without letting go of that mattress and falling back down on him. I think they should have just boogied out of there. All 3 officers should have exited. Shots are then fired. The one officer obviously stays inside with the rifle. He fires under the bed, but I can't think of a good reason that any of those officers should have stayed in that trailer. All of them should have ran out of there, took cover somewhere. They put out shots fired, but those trailer walls are basically made out of cardboard. I mean, rounds are gonna go through any one of those walls or anything in there.
Yeah, and one of the things you notice is they're bumping into each other trying to get out of this thing. There's no real communication of a gun until they're at the door trying to get out, which is probably the reason why officer number 3 never exited first, because he was in a position to get out quicker. And then take note that the female officer that was out first runs around directly into the front of the trailer. So now she's almost under the fifth wheel portion where the bed is, where her partner with the rifle is shooting in that direction. So now she is in the middle of a crossfire.
Yeah, so if you can, I mean, if there's a house nearby or cars or something that you could take some type of good cover behind, that's where they should have retreated to. Call it out, and at that point, you're gonna try to contain that trailer as best as possible. You already know that he's in there. SWAT teams are probably gonna get called out. I mean, that's gonna be a tactical call out at that point, and everything is just gonna stop. Okay, so this goes from bad to worse. The officers actually decide to go back inside the trailer and confront this guy. That is so problematic. I don't know why anybody would want to do that. He's in there, he's armed with a gun. There's already been shots that are fired. Like I said, those walls are paper thin. There is zero cover in that trailer. They make entry. You can see that the one officer still has the less lethal shotgun slung over his arms. that thing is out of play at this point. It's not, it shouldn't even be considered an option. He needs to ditch that thing. It's causing him more of a problem. The other thing that I noticed is that they all kind of stack up in the, we'll call it the living room portion of this trailer. And I just don't know, I don't know what good can come from that. I mean, if that guy were to have effective shots, I mean, he could have shot all 3 of those officers.
Well, from the suspect's position being inside or under the bed, he already knows the direction that they would be is in that hallway. So he's gonna be shooting straight down. And you watch the female come back in and then position herself and back up directly in line. So she has full sight of that bed, which means she's in direct sight of the suspect where he could be shooting. And I don't really even like the communication that they're giving him. It's very low, there's no real authority given to this, and they keep asking for him to show his hands. But at this point, I'd be really concerned that that mattress lifting and having a gun pointed at me.
Come out with your hands up!
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 So I think it was a definite bad call to make entry back inside that trailer.
All right, at this point, you can notice that the officer is taking cover, hiding up on the couch, trying to get out of the way. He's voiced on the radio that he's been hit in the face with some type of strap metal, and they just said that they're stuck in the trailer. The one thing that I do like in this video is the female officer finally says, we've got to get out of this trailer, let's get out of this trailer.
Yeah.
She tells the officer in front, go ahead and go, get out. And then she tells the officer, hey, you're injured, I'll cover you. And she makes sure that he gets out first. I actually like that part. What I would want to see from her doing that is for the other officer that's injured, for her to move up and actually block that doorway with her to allow him to smooth and transition right on out of there to really protect him, and then for her to back out.
Yeah, and if you're truly caught in a situation like that, you know, if you have to lay down cover fire into that bed just to get yourself out of that position, I mean, that may be what you have to do, especially with him still firing out of that bed, which he still was. You don't have a whole lot of options. There's only one way out of that trailer. And then once they all exited the trailer, you can still see that they're still kind of just standing around outside that trailer. Again, I mean, there's no cover or concealment or anything for them. They're just kind of out in the open. So take into consideration, you have all these objects and cars and buildings and stuff around this trailer that they could have easily taken cover by. Call the SWAT team out there. You're gonna stop everything at that point in time, assess what's going on, figure out who's injured, and kind of move forward from there.
So my final thought on this body cam breakdown is a lot of this potentially could have been prevented with more communication, more research, figuring out where this person is, using the suspect's real name as Timothy and not Sammy, potentially trying to bluff this suspect out, saying we know you're in there. Once they make entry, I would like to see these officers really focusing on where the threats could be, taking that area, and then ensuring that no one is actually there. The one thing I do like in this video is the communication that female officer had at the final ending, where she finally made that decision and told people, and someone took control, which was her, to get out of that trailer, tell that one person to go, and then her hurt partner to ensure that his safety was paramount over hers. I did like that part.
Just remember, guys, remember your resources and assets you have available to you. If they would have had a dog available to them, I don't know, but if an outside agency has it, ask for it. Sending a dog into that trailer to search for that guy probably would have mitigated that entire thing. Things to just consider, talk about. There's just a lot to learn from that video. A lot of mistakes were made. We're glad everyone made it out safe. Nobody got hurt. The suspect ultimately died of his wounds from being shot. And we will catch you guys on the next body cam breakdown.